All right, it's time for our project to finally have a home page here. Now, normally I think you have enough that you could just go off and create the proper URL and the view and the HTML template for your home page here, but we're going to do things a little bit different here, and I'd like to show you the process. So first thing that we've got to do is we've got to go to the urls.py for this project, and you can see it's a pretty boring site right now. You can go to the admin page, or you can go look at some media files. That's really the only places someone can go on our website. So let's go ahead and open up a home page. Now to do that, we're going to do our path, parentheses, make sure to put that comma at the end. And inside of here, the first path, empty string, because this is going to be our home page, comma, and this is usually where you'd go get the views and all that. But you'll notice we want to go to a particular place to get our views. If we look at a sketch for our project, what's on our home page? Well, there's a little info about us, but mainly down here, there's a bunch of jobs, right? So I think it's pretty natural to put the home page view inside of the job app in our project. So you can notice here in the jobs, there's already a views.py that is going to allow us to write a function here. In fact, let's just do that now. We'll just say def home. In the parentheses, let's put a request as a parameter. And this is where we're going to return some sort of file. So we're going to do our render, we've got to return the render. So we're going to say return space, and we want to render first the request, and then some sort of file like home.html. Okay. So that's good there, but then the question is, in our urls.py, well, how do we get access to that view? Well, we could go for this route where up here where we're doing all our imports, we could say from jobs.views import views. The issue with this is, let's say we were importing multiple views from multiple apps. If we import the name views, there's going to be some big confusion there. So rather than do that, let's just go ahead and import this jobs.views, and this way we can just go ahead and say jobs.views and then give the name of the function, which in this case is home. All right, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and give a name for this one, right, so that we can call that in our URLs later. We'll just call that simply home. Great, now with this in place, this is going to say, okay, go over to the jobs app, down to this views file, go to the home function. Great. And then the homes function says, hey, you need to return, let's spell that correctly. That's a good instance where color coding in a text editor will help you. I thought, why isn't that purple? And now I know why, I misspelled it. It's going to return a file called home.html. So we have to make one of these. Now before, we had created a template folder, but with apps, it can work much easier than before, because remember, we had to tweak the settings and stuff like that. So what you can do when you have a view for a particular app is you go to that app folder and you create a new folder that is all lowercase, templates, just like that, templates. Inside of that folder, you make another folder with the name of the app, in this case, jobs. And then inside of that folder, you make a new file, which is whatever the name of the one that you want, in this case, home.html. And that's how you create your templates. And you don't have to specify anything special in your settings. The templates engine, whatever it is, just knows to search through each of the apps and look for a folder called templates. So it's really important that that top name is templates, and then it will go down to, jobs, then home, right? So, but because this isn't a jobs directory, we need to go back to our views.py and say, this is gonna spit back jobs/home.html. So you're wondering, why do we have this extra folder here called jobs and then the home inside of that? Well, technically, we don't need to do that. We could just put home.html inside of templates. The reason for this is so that we can specify, let's say, two different apps had the name of home.html. By putting them in another folder, which is the name of the app, there's usually not going to be any collision there. And so it's up to you on how you want to handle that, but this is definitely the way that people usually deal with this. So in my personal opinion, I think this is I wish it was different, that I didn't have to specify. I already have a jobs app, and then I have to make another folder that references the name jobs. Like, Django should be smart enough just to figure that out, but that's not the way things are. And so we don't need to care too much about my feature requests. Okay, with this in place, let's go ahead and test and see if our home page is working out. So we'll go to our browser and let's chop off the admin here and just go to the home page. And we get a blank file. I forgot we didn't put anything in our HTML, so I think this is in the right place. We'll confirm by going to our home.html and maybe just saying hi. Let's save that, reload the page. Oh, beautiful. We definitely got that. Okay, well, this was a quick one, but now we know how to work with urls.py. I still have a little bit more to teach you in this project. We'll get to that when we cover the blog here. But the next thing that we're going to do is integrate Bootstrap, which is sort of that last big topic that I talked about. It deserves its own lecture. So we're going to go ahead and stop here and pick up Bootstrap in the next one.